Hello, 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 my friends. So, this evening I am just wanting to do an intentions collage or a visual New Year's resolution collage. So, this is something I've wanted to do for a while. I just really enjoy doing collages, so I thought this would be a fun thing to do and relax, and also just get to look through magazines because I do really enjoy looking through magazines and finding fun little pictures. I even found a couple of photos that I might just want to frame around the house or use in other collages, so I'll have to go back through these when I decide that I want to do just a normal collage. Like this photo right here, that one on the left was one I really just want to frame and hang up in the bathroom or something because I think that lady was pretty. That one too would be cool. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and do that. Yeah, I just really like looking through magazines, especially older ones when they have a lot more of the perfume samples. I love a good perfume sample. And just looking at the pictures, I don't really read the stories too much. I just am attracted to the photos. So I did go in with the intentions collage with a couple of ideas about what I was looking for, and I also just found a couple of photos that seemed like they were speaking to me. That Burberry perfume I just smelled was really good. I think it was called Her. But anyways, there were some photos in here that were speaking to me, so I decided to cut them out, like this ring here, and even the farmer's market one wasn't one that I was looking for. I was specifically looking for a money photo, and I do believe that is what I was hunting for here, and luckily I found a dollar sign. Unfortunately, I wasn't seeing any forms of currency at all in any of my magazines, which honestly was a little bit surprising to me that I wasn't able to find anything like that. When I'm working on collages, it does take me quite a while to gather photos because I do enjoy my time looking through the magazines and cutting out the photos that I would like. So this is barely any of the process. I already had a good chunk of photos that I was going to use for this project. I just knew I didn't have quite enough to fill this page that I was going for. So here you can sort of see how I work, where I sort of sloppily cut out the photo that I wanted, and then before I do the collage, I will trim it down closer to what I want. And I don't always do a die cut of the image. Sometimes you can turn it into a shape or just cut out a letter, whatever you would like. So my process starts with me starting to lay out the photos that I like. I start laying out the photos in the way that I like, seeing how they go together, how they'll fit together, where I should put the actual image, and just getting the feng shui of the page how I would prefer. And I start doing this before I really glue anything down because I do move things around quite often, and sometimes I like to tuck images behind others or bring something more to the front when I had it in the back originally, things of that nature. So I do lay things out before I go back and start gluing, and I'm glad I did because I noticed that I had a lot of white background showing, and for this particular piece that wasn't what I was going for. So I decided I should fill the background with just flat colored construction paper. Normally I go with textured images or something that might lend its hand more to what I'm going for, but because I had specific images for this, I wanted everything to have an intention. So I went with green paper for the background here. I was thinking the green would bring in more of those good energy, money vibes, good energy and money and happy feelings into this intentions page. So I thought that was a good color to pick for the background. Though I didn't want it to just be solid, so I had 2 different types of paper. And I actually really like that because this darker paper here, you can't really tell on the screen here, but it's more of a pressed paper, so you can see fibers in it. And I think it's just really pretty. I don't recall off the top of my head how much of it actually shows in the end once I have my images on here. But just a really pretty texture. It was interesting making this because I was using E6000 glue. Normally I just use a glue stick. Surprisingly, I think I enjoyed using the E6000 a lot more. It was a little easier to handle. I feel like the glue stick can get a little messy because I want to get it all the way to the edges, and because of its nature, I could just use a piece of paper underneath it, but I get it kind of all over. And though E6000 sort of, you have to put the cap back on every time because the pressure of the tube forces the glue out of the bottle if its lid is not on. So you do have to make sure that you're putting the lid on, and you sort of have to get it onto your paper kind of fast because the glue is just going to come out if you don't get it on there quick enough. But I found that it was just a lot easier to work with. Things just sort of, it just was less messy. I had less glue all over the place when I was done here. And I've never used the E6000 on this before because it's such a fancy glue. But I'll probably end up using that more in the future, to be honest, because it worked out really well. This was a really fun project. I think I might do another one just because this was my first one ever. So I went in with almost strict guidelines for myself, looking for pictures of things that I wanted exactly and going more for very straightforward visual images versus going for something that may have more of an open-ended meaning or more, I'm trying to think of a different word to use besides vibes, but that's sort of what what I'm talking about, is getting a photo that really is just lending itself to get a more broad idea across instead of a very specific one. But this collage has very specific intentions and very specific imagery that I end up using. So, like I said, I started going through this with an idea of what I was sort of looking for, things that I would like to manifest in the new year or work towards in the new year. More achievable things that I believe are realistically attainable for me within this next year. So yeah, here we go. I feel like these massage images, I have one on the left, it's a butt massage. Not specifically that I'm looking for a butt massage, but whatever form it may come in. And to me, massages mean relaxing and self-care. So just more of that, though I do plenty of that, to be honest. This image, I suppose, that I'm gluing on right now could be pretty broad, where I was thinking it sort of communicated, I know it's the, what is it, like David and Adam or Adam and God touching tip to tip. But to me, it almost seems like those hands are just touching the grass. And the term touching grass, go touch grass, is getting back out in nature, reconnecting with the universe, and getting away from this very technology heavy world that we are in at the moment. So that is something I would like to strive for a little bit more this year, is going to touch some grass. I do feel I do that a fair amount. More wouldn't be bad. I've never been to Portland. I would love to go to Portland. I have heard I would love it. And Oregon is a state that my partner and I have discussed possibly moving to. So when I found this image, and it was really pretty, it was calling itself Paradise. And maybe that was a calling card to me. That's how I took it. So on the board it goes. Now, I'm not sure I would make the move with the next year, but I'm hoping that it becomes more serious of a thing, and maybe my partner and I, lock in the town specifically we would like to move to, or go visit the state a little more and just really decide if that is a place we would like to move to. I'd like to try it. I'm ready for a change of scenery. I think it would be exciting. New things to do, new people to meet. Sounds cool to me. I'm ready to go. More massages aren't bad. I wish they were cheaper, but I get it. I love a good massage, man. I will take more of them for sure. I will for sure take more massages. Though I will say it does hurt me specifically to lay on my stomach. It hurts my back a lot, and I never tell them that. So I'm usually trying to enjoy my massage, but all I can think about sometimes is how bad my back hurts because I'm laying on my stomach. So maybe next time I get a massage, I'd be like, can I lay on a pillow? Like, have a pillow under my tummy so my back isn't scooping down. I feel like I'm in a U shape when I'm laying on my stomach. I think it's because I laid on my stomach when I was growing up, and now I just have this incredible back pain. Not only from that, but I'm sure it doesn't help in the slightest. Anyways, I thought about asking my lady last time if I could do that like seating situation, but I was like, I don't want to seat. These beds are heated. My masseuse has heated beds. Love that. I just want to book a massage now, to be honest. I shouldn't. I really shouldn't. Sometimes I treat myself a little too much. I bought a perfume today I shouldn't have bought. But it's not that I shouldn't have bought it. It's just like I could have waited. And I bought so many perfumes lately. I went a little crazy with realizing I'm a perfume girly. And I treated myself a little, not too much, but just too quick. I went a little overboard, I'll say that. Got some perfumes for my own stocking that I haven't even opened yet. My friend and I went to Victoria's Secret. They were having a buy two, get two sale. I wanted a perfume. She wanted a perfume. So we both bought one and then got a free one. And then I went to Target today and there's this perfume I've been eyeballing for a while. I didn't even go there for that. I wasn't thinking about it. I made the mistake of going down the aisle. And I was like, oh shit. I guess I'm going to buy this. So I bought it. Now I have so many perfumes. Within the last week, now I've bought 5 new perfumes. Only one of them is a small size. The rest are like full bottle perfumes. And now I have like 20 perfumes. Do I wear them all? Yes, absolutely. Will I wear them all? Yes. Do you wear wigs? Are you wearing a wig? When will you wear wigs? I'm not entirely sure why I liked this little, I think it says form and function. I liked the idea of that. Form meets function. I feel like I'm trying to bring more of that into my world at the moment. More form, more function. And and that comes in multiple ways. The other day I went through my whole closet and got rid of clothes. It started with me watching that Emma Chamberlain video of her getting rid of a lot of her closet and keeping almost basic pieces. For her specifically, it was where she could grab 2 pieces out of her closet and they would go together. Now, I can't exactly do that, but I don't have the same style as her. It did motivate me to get rid of some clothes that just aren't necessarily me, or even if I like them, maybe they're not the most flattering on me, or maybe I wore it once and you know what, I didn't really like it, but it was it has a Tommy Hilfiger brand, so I feel like I should keep it. I spent $20 on it at the thrift store and I felt like I should keep it. I wore it a couple times. I got my use out of it. It's fine. Get rid of it. You don't like it. So I did that. Pieces that I would normally keep, I finally got rid of them. And I feel like that's, I don't know, maybe that's not form meets function, but to me that's sort of what it means. It's just kind of cleaning up a little to where, just cleaning a little to a little more functionality. It's okay to not have a bunch of stuff. And I did have my bag sit there for a couple of days and I didn't have a single buyer's remorse or giver away or a remorse, which is a good sign. So I think that is form meets function, and I'll take more of that because that was nice. Maybe next time I'll go through my art stuff. That might be a little harder because as an artist, I just always want to keep my stuff. What if I need it for a random project down the road? Maybe I will use it. Long story short, I think this little intentions thing came out really nice, and I think it was exactly what I had in my head. And surprisingly, it kind of flows together nicely. I wasn't really looking for specific color schemes or anything like that, but it does go together well, to be honest. When I was done with that, I was looking at where I had my quote-unquote empty spaces where the construction paper underneath was showing, and at the end of the process I was thinking, well, I'd like more flowers in my life. More flowers to look at. Sometimes I'll buy myself a bouquet, put it in a vase on the kitchen table. It's nice. It's just classy to walk into. And I'd like more of that. Now, I don't have to be going to the store to purchase them. I can go pick some wildflowers down at the park. I did that not too long ago, and I was so surprised how many wildflowers were at this little random ass park in Kansas. Probably in a little mini bouquet you can hold in one hand, I probably had about 20 different types of flowers, and I just found them all at the park. 3 of them were for sure the same flower, just a different colorway. One of them came like white and purple, blue and white and pink or something like that. All really pretty, and all the wildflowers just went really well together. And I enjoyed that. I had so much fun doing that. So I want to do that again. I can't think of a park I can walk to where I live now. But that doesn't mean I can't drive to one. There's parks around, not too far from me. Maybe not a comfortable walking distance, but that shouldn't stop me. And I'll be more prepared. I can bring a little bag with water in it or something. A little rubber band to keep them together. I was not prepared to bring home my wildflower bouquet because I didn't go there for that. I went there to just stroll, touch the grass as we were talking about. But I ended up touching flowers. So I'm walking around and I was looking at the ground and I was like, damn, a lot of flowers here. That one's pretty. I'm going to pick that one. keep walking down a little bit. That one's pretty too. I'm gonna pick that one as well. Before I knew it, I just had a whole bouquet. And I didn't have a vase for them when I got home because it was so small, so they just kind of shriveled up eventually. And I could have dried them. I used to dry flowers a lot more. I'd hang them up in my kitchen upside down to let them dry. I liked it. Maybe I should do that too. There's a lot of things I used to do that I haven't done in a while. And you know what? That's why we do things like this. To remind ourselves of things that we like. Things that we used to do that we haven't thought about in a while and enjoyed. And this has done a good job of that. So if you're thinking about doing something like this, or maybe you haven't thought about it before and you're watching this now and you're thinking, man, that looks kind of fun, do it. If you have magazines, newspapers, go to the thrift store and get a magazine. Go to the half-price bookstore, get a magazine. Don't buy them new. That's too crazy. They're like $15 for a new People magazine. That's insane. Don't do that. Go to the thrift store. You're going to cut it up. The thrift store, half-price bookstores, vintage whatever stores, they have some crazy cool magazines. I feel like, I guess I haven't really got a new magazine in a while, but the old ones just seem, I'm going to assume they have a little more character. That just seems to be how it goes. Things before this day and age, just a little more originality. Anyways, thanks for hanging with me while I do this, and I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a good night. We'll see ya.